It's now time to shift gears, and we're going to hear from the second round of our B2B startup finalists. So to remind those of you who are joining us now, we have a few simple rules to make sure that everything flows very smoothly. All the teams are going to have 3 minutes to do their pitch. They're going to be able to see the time right here in front of them. If they run over time, I'm going to be standing on the corner, and I'm going to wave the card so they can go ahead and wrap up. The audience, your job is easy, to give them a lot of energy and a lot of support as they do their pitches. Judges, you'll have 1 minute of Q&A after the pitch. We ask you to limit the questions to 3 if possible so we can move on to the next team. So without further ado, I think everybody is mic'd up and ready to go. If I can have the first startup team on stage, Geoblink is going to be telling us about computer software. If you can come join me on stage, Geoblink. Here we go. If we can give them an early round of applause to get the energy up. There we go.
Hi. So thank you very much. My name is Jaime Sánchez-Laulea. I'm the CEO and founder of Geoblink. Today, I want to introduce you to Rebecca. Rebecca is the expansion director of a medium-sized fashion retailer in Spain. And Rebecca, this year, has to open 15 stores in 10 different locations across all of Spain. To do that, she will have to visit at least 100 locations across all over Spain in cities she doesn't know well. She has to make it right because opening a store in a grown location is very costly for the company. CapEx, OpEx, brand image, and so on. Okay, let's deep dive in what a normal week for Rebecca is. Rebecca and her team spend most of the time in a car, train, or plane. In fact, they spend an average of 4 days a week out of the office and travels more than 2,000 kilometers. Also, when they arrive to a location, they do a lot of manual analysis. They count people. Are they young, old, poor, rich? Are they students or workers? Also, they see if they carry shopping bags, and also they look for competition or attractors. Finally, by the end of the week on Friday, she goes to her office and spends hours looking for information in public sources. She also crosses this information with a private database she bought for thousands of dollars. She goes also to Google Maps to refine competition on the surroundings of each location. And finally, she goes to real estate websites to get an estimate of how much it's going to cost the rental price. You should know that in the industry, 40% of the openings are profitable, 40% of them just break even, and more than 20% of them have to close. Rebecca has a lot of pressure to do it right, and what she really needs is a breakthrough on an optimization on their processes, and also, most importantly, to optimize their opening decisions. What Rebecca needs is Geoblink. Geoblink is a SaaS geospatial business intelligence solution that targets any retailer and helps them to optimize the current network of stores and also expansion strategy. Through an interactive solution and very easy to use, Rebecca will be able to answer questions such as why some stores perform better than others, where is the best place to open a location. Geoblink is an end-to-end solution based on 3 fundamental pillars. Data, we have a lot of data from external and internal sources, analytics, including machine learning, sales prediction, and so on, and visualization. This product is built in-house by our tech team and data scientist team. Everything is built in-house. In fact, our team is already more than 20 people. We have people who have graduated from top institutions such as the University of Chicago, Harvard, or who have worked in companies such as McKinsey, Dropbox, Mango, EA Games, or the CERN institution. We're a very young company, but in just in a year, we have launched a product, commercialized it, closed tens of clients, reached partnerships, started to internationalize, and raised $1.5 million in funding led by Nauta Capital. Thank you very much. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you very much, Geoblink. We can take 3 questions from the judges. Any questions?
Hi, Jaime. Congratulations for your project. We didn't met. I'm Santiago from DCN in Valencia. just to know how much time takes you to get a new customer.
So, our average sales cycle right now is a month and a half. It's quite short, I think. We are right now commercializing the standard product. This is a more basic one. The enterprise one is going to take longer. I think now we are just close to a client, and in the average was like 2 months or 3 months.
Any more questions? All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
All right. Next up is Hibox, who's here to present a chat app with built-in task management and video conferencing. The stage is yours. Great. Welcome.
Okay. Hi, my name is Spencer, and I'm one of the co-founders of Hibox. So, email is a great tool. It allows us to instantly connect with people from all over the globe, view bank statements, or get your flight confirmation. But let's be real. Email sucks for getting work done. Employees waste 4 hours every week dealing with the negative side of email. Things like reading through endless chains of reply alls or trying to find the latest version of an important document. And even when you find that information that you need, you still have no way to track what your team is working on. And just to put this in context, even for a small European company of just 100 employees, this loss represents more than €1 million in just 3 years. So that's why we created Hibox. Hibox is not just a simple chat. Hibox is a powerful collaboration platform that combines team messaging, task management, and video conferencing all in the same tool. Hibox is built for real companies, not just tech-savvy startups. So all the essentials for collaboration are built in, so that managers don't have to test, implement, and pay for multiple products, and users don't have to get distracted switching between multiple apps or getting distracted by tons of meaningless notifications. We have a very clean interface for you to easily be able to follow your team's conversation and find the information you need. You can create tasks directly from chat streams or in the task view, assign to users, set due dates, get notifications, and keep track of everything that your team is working on. You can also start group video conferences with just one click from any stream. It really is just that simple. And to wrap everything together, every user has their own artificial intelligence virtual assistant. Hibox uses machine learning to recognize patterns and learn from user behavior. Hibox can do things like recognize tasks in your team's conversations and then convert those tasks into projects in your own projects. Hibox will also be able to do things like identify who are the best users to assign tasks to, determine how long projects are going to take, and help you do things like schedule meetings. And this is just the beginning. We've been growing really fast since we launched Hibox in January of this year. We already have more than 35,000 users. And we're adding more than 1,000 new teams each month. We're already working, our clients are some of the most important companies in the world, companies like Atento, 3M, and Sony. Also, Telefonica is one of our main investors and biggest commercial partners. We're the same team that created JoinCube, which is one of the leading enterprise social networks in Latin America. So we have more than 5 years' experience in the collaboration space. And as a team, we've already raised more than $1 million in total funding, and we closed last year with more than $500,000 in revenue. We're also very global. We have 15 employees. We represent more than 6 nationalities, and we have 3 different offices, one here in Spain, in Barcelona, and also in Buenos Aires and in Sao Paulo. We're looking to raise €2 million for our Series A. Funds will be used to expand in Europe, invest in marketing, close deals with more partners, and also to expand the capabilities of our AI virtual assistant. So thanks very much for listening, and looking forward to doing great things together. Thanks.
Thank you, Hibox. Do we have any questions from our judges? Going once, going twice.
How did you convince those corporations to use your solutions compared to competitions, aka Slack?
Sure. So the biggest difference between Slack is what I alluded to in the presentation, and that we have all the essential elements for collaboration built into the same tool, and the separate tools were designed to work really well together. So with Slack, you would have to, if you wanted to also have a task management tool and video conferencing in the same place, for instance, you'd have to set up external integrations that don't actually work that well. They just kind of notify you, hey, you may have a new task, you know, in Asana or in Trello or in whatever, but if you actually want to get work done, you have to click there, and users are taken to a different user interface, different user experience, and it's just not as efficient. And then things that we're working on also with our artificial intelligence virtual assistant is another big differentiator that really helps you get, you know, have your workload be more efficient and get things done more quickly with your teams.
Any more questions? All right. Well, then thank you very much,
Thank you.
Hibox. Great. Next up is Infraspeak. They're going to be here to pitch a Salesforce for facility management. Come on up. Welcome.
Hello. My name is Luis Martins, and this is Infraspeak, the smart facility management. Do you know how much does it cost to maintain a large building? Ask Peter. Peter is a facility manager of a 300-room hotel. Every day, Peter and his teams manage more than 400 routine tasks and fixes 60 issues. So, by the end of the year, there are a lot of tasks, and Peter's budget is over €1 million. Peter and 80% of the market still manage all this process with spreadsheets and papers. That leads to lots of administrative work, low productivity, and unpredictable costs. That is why me, Luis, a civil engineering with a maintenance background, and Felipe, he has an MBA and spent the last 5 years advising startups at the big incubation center in Portugal, decided to build Infraspeak. Simple, smart, and flexible. How does it work? We attach an NFC tag in each of the equipment that needs to be maintained, and then the technicians, by a mobile interface, just touch the NFC and can get and register all the information they need. And in parallel, we have web interfaces for the managers that can control all the operations in real time, KPIs for the CEOs and CFOs, and an interface directed just to the people who report failures to the building. What have we done so far? So we started last year. We already have 30 clients. We are growing fast. We have clients like Siemens, Intercontinental, or Leroy Merlin, and that gave us 140K in revenue. Our MRR is close to 10K, and the metric that we are most proud of is our churn rate. Everybody that joined Infraspeak is using Infraspeak. They like our product. So we started in Portugal, but we already have clients in Brazil and Angola, and by a partnership with 500 startups and Caixa Capital, we are opening up the USA market right now. So what's next? Right now, we are focused on execution. We want to build a replicable sales model. We want to build a rock-solid team. And we want to raise our MRR to 25K by the end of this year. And then get a Series A round to move and grow even faster. And talk about growth, we want to open the Spanish market by the beginning of next year. So we are looking for partners to help us get there, or potential customers. Give us a touch. Thank you.
Any questions from our judges? No? Going once? Going twice? Clear? All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Our next startup to pitch is LeanXcale. It's your turn to impress us on ultra-scalable SQL database. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello, I'm Ricardo, CEO and co-founder of LeanXcale. Today, companies are wasting 80% of their budget. Why? Because they are forced to use two different database systems. One to keep the operational data, the other to do the analytical queries. Because of this separation, they have to implement a copy process from one into the other. And this process is extremely expensive and complex, leading to the budget waste. We have created an ultra-scalable operational database that is able to solve also the analytical queries on the same system. Because of this, then there is no budget waste, there is no copy process, there is no budget waste. The technology is already protected by a patent granted in Europe, and the technology is creating so much fascination in Silicon Valley that I've been invited to more than 10 companies there, like Twitter, Salesforce, Cloudera, and so on, to present our technology at their headquarters. So we have started with data sales because we want to learn data lift from our clients. But we want to create a global company, and scaling up data sales is simply too expensive. Then that is why we plan to grow via partnerships with companies that are already global, such as Hadoop and NoSQL vendors. We have also closed a partnership with Bull, that is the main hardware maker in Europe, to create a database appliance and use them as a channel for our solution. And we will be selling our solution in the cloud along next year. The market that we are targeting is huge. We are talking about more than 60 billion by 2019. We already got the confirmation from Ericsson that they want to buy our solution. And I would like to highlight among all the partners that we already have Mapar, because they are a unicorn in Silicon Valley in the Hadoop area that is a fast growth area. Regarding the team, I abandoned a 25-year career in the university to become CEO of LeanXcale. Why? Because I want to create the next database leader in the database market. We are now finalizing the hiring of a very experienced salesperson that has been selling databases for 10 years. We have great advisors. For instance, Glenn Osaka, he was a successful entrepreneur in Silicon Valley, sold his company to Cisco, and was advisor of PayPal when they started. Regarding funding, we have been funded by public grants so far, over 2 million. We got just signed an investment with Bullnet for $500,000. And now we want to close funding of 3 million in 1 year from now, once we get the market validation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. LeanXcale, any questions? I think next year I'm going to ask for the Jeopardy music. Nina, Nina. Nothing? All right, well then, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, next up is ObuuTech is going to tell us about aerospace logistics stock optimization software. ObuuTech, welcome.
Hello, everybody. We're going to drastically change the subject for a bit. I'm sure you are all entrepreneurs, so you've all traveled by plane, and so you have suffered all the delays and all the problems with that. And so in aircraft industry, the maintenance centers need to deal with a lot of problems, need to have the right equipment and the right part at the right time in order to be able to maintain this aircraft. And so they have two main problems. The main problems being investing too much, so overstock, or investing too little and not having the right spare part at the right time. But before this, let's put some context into and some numbers into the market. Europe and the US will spend in the aerospace industry over $26 billion in just spare parts and aircraft-specific tools. This is only going to grow up, and it's estimated to go up to $39 billion in 2022. This only means one thing. This means that Obu has the potential to save this industry over $10 billion. How? Well, very simple. It is thanks to the software that we are developing. The software is a stock optimization software, not to be confused with ERP softwares, that can optimize integral stocks of spare parts, specific tools, and consumable materials. Thanks to the series of projects that we've been doing, we've been able to reduce the investment by 30%, increase the fleet availability by 25%, and decrease the risk of shortage by 25%.
Wow, thank you, Nico. By now you might be wondering who brought to this market this awesome product, right? Well, we are Mario, Nicolas, and myself, Paco. We are all handsome, good dancers, physically imposing, and well-proportioned. But not only, we are also engineers. We have a lot of experience in business development, aircraft maintenance, in software architecture and development, and business and team management. It would not have been possible without the valuable support of the Airbus Business Lab, the first aerospace accelerator in Europe. thanks to that, we could validate our solution, and they could not resist to become our customers. Our funds are coming from the CDTI because of the NeoTech subsidy and only awarded to the 6% of the applications and managed by the Ministry of Economy in Spain. In Madrid, we're here because we are incubated with the European Space Agency Business Incubation Center. And we've recently been selected as a SAP Startup Focus Program member so that our software is directly interoperable with SAP HANA databases. By now, we are selling strategic consultancy services. The idea is to gain and to gather all the breadth of experience as much as we can. And for the next year, we will start a much more scalable business model consisting in software retail activities and its associated maintenance and training. So it will be time to put your wallet out of your pockets and maybe join our next fundraising round. Thank you very much. We are Obu.
Thank you so much.
I bet you have questions, and hopefully they will be challenging.
Great.
Right?
Thank you, Obu.
Thanks to
Took
you.
my job away. Great. Any questions?
Putting things easy, right?
There you go.
So there's a lot of software in inventory management. What do you do different than everybody else?
We do the O of optimization.
That's
right?
that's a great question. Basically, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of optimization software, but it has not to be confused with what we do. We are basically giving you, according to your maintenance structure and your fleet of railway, aircraft, whatever, you're giving you the shopping list you need exactly in order to operate those complex systems throughout its lifetime. So it's not really an organization, it's more optimization on what you need, when you need it, and where do you need it.
We've tested the product, imagining we were back in 2010. What would have we said to an airline to buy between 2010 and 2013? The solution is proven, and not only what we've gotten is that the aircraft is flying much more hours with a really lower investment.
So you basically, I mean, it's preventive maintenance, or is it?
It is not preventive maintenance. It is just giving you the possibility to have the exact tools and the exact spare parts when you need to do that maintenance.
We have recently defined a name, and we're calling it, if I remember well, complex problem-solving algorithm for multi-echelon maintenance structures. That's what we do.
One last question.
Yes? I knew you were going to ask something.
How are you going to do your sales strategy?
We will not do SAS at the moment. We will do software retail. More of our users will come from air forces or airlines or maybe high-speed railway operators. And with Airbus and some other operators and MRO centers for aircraft mostly in Eastern Europe, we're facing problems of having SAS or cloud-based because of the sensitivity of the information. So what we are doing by now is we are processing the data if they want into their servers, and then they'll have the desk application. Maybe now, this morning we're talking with some other industries because the next step is to go out of the transport, and maybe we could work on cloud applications and SAS. At the moment, we are doing desk applications.
Okay. Thank you very
You're
much.
going to ask something, or not?
No, we don't
People
have
are
time.
looking too much in the first row.
All out of time.
Okay.
So, thank you, Obu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Next is Sedicii, securing your identity and privacy. Please join us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Rob Leslie is my name. I'm the founder and CEO of Sedicii. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about identity, your identity. Digital identity is everywhere. From going into a bank and proving who you are, to logging into mobile and web applications. Very soon, your home, your car, the devices you wear will all contain tons of personally identifiable information about you. This information is leaking and being stolen left, right, and center, and it is a massive problem. The challenge that we all have is how do we prove that our identity is true, that we are who we say we are, without having to give all this information away all the time? If we didn't have to give it away, we'd be much safer. It's a huge problem, or rather, the way I look at it, a huge opportunity. In the UK, 18 billion euros is what they estimate the market for personal identity management services annually. Extrapolate that to a global number, and you're into the hundreds of billions. And it affects every one of us. And that's where we've developed Sedicii. We've developed an algorithm that allows you to prove your identity without having to share it. So you don't have to give the information away. And it works like this. Some complex crypto going on. I turn your identity into something that looks like a Rubik's Cube. And then I compare this Rubik's Cube with something that somebody else has. And I match them using a process known as zero knowledge. In that process, I never disclose this to that or that to this, and keep your identity completely private. When you extend this into a bigger ecosystem, it now means companies can match information without sharing it. So your bank can match something with an airline can match something with a post office. And it allows you to build a digital footprint of where your identity exists, who has what about you, and what's right and what's wrong. And then you can curate that. Regulation is driving this change. So privacy, cyber, financial services, all of that stuff. We make money by selling licenses when you have it on-premise, or transactionally if you want to use it in the cloud. It's a B2B sale. Team is small, but beautiful, as I say. My background is engineering, but I've been in business for 20 years. I've listed companies on stock exchanges. I've grown and sold companies. My colleague, Richard, his background is in business development and sales. And Arturo, our Spanish technologist, looks after all our technical development. So that's Sedicii. Our business is about identity. We've been acknowledged by many organizations for the uniqueness of our technology, including the World Economic Forum. And I'd love to take some questions if you have them.
Great. Thank you, Sedicii. Questions?
Hello. How are you going to scale the model?
So today, we're working with the likes of the big mobile telcos, so Vodafone, Huawei, two of our partners that we're working very closely with at the moment. The big four consulting firms, PwC, EY, Deloitte, very interested in what we're doing, and we've got engagements with all of them in one form or another. Some of them are further advanced than others. But we can't do this ourselves. We have to engage with large organizations that have got big distribution channels themselves. And that's why we're going through those big names that I mentioned.
What do you think about the GSMA initiative called Mobile Connect? Is your competitor or not?
It's absolutely a competitor. We're better because we don't share the information. We've had a discussion with the GSMA, but they were, shall I say, too far down the road with what they'd already committed to. But there are definitely organizations who are looking beyond Mobile ID Connect and looking to layer a whole bundle of additional services, not just authentication services, on top of the authentication layer. So we can plug into Mobile ID Connect, no problem whatsoever, because everything we do is API driven. It just sits on top, and you can plug and play whichever pieces you want and leave behind the bits that you don't.
We can take one more question. All right. Thank you so much.
Great.
Sedicii.
Thank you very much.
Great. And last but not least, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
already. Snapp, the business platform for the mobile-only economy.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. Hello, everyone. This is Vito, founder and CEO of Snapp, the fastest-growing business platform in the emerging markets. Now, it is one of the most exciting moments the online world, I believe, has ever lived in its lifetime. A gigantic transformation is happening as we speak in emerging market. 2 billion people and over 500 million businesses are going to come online in the next 4 years. Most of them are going to come from Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. And all of them are going to come thanks to the smartphone. the smartphone will be their only point of touch with the web. They will never buy a desktop PC. We call them the mobile-only users. Now, if you're an SMB in a desktop-driven economy like Europe, United States, it's easy for you to power your company with technology, as you can just use your computer to access plenty of services. But if you're an SMB, so a small business, from a mobile-only economy, well, you only have a smartphone. You use mobile money. You do not own a credit card. You have the same needs, but no available solution. For you, the road to technology is pitch dark. Now, as Snapp, we want to enable every entrepreneur in emerging markets to power their companies with technology. It's a full-stack solution that makes available services that are not available in these countries yet. And that enables entrepreneurs in few steps to first come online, then to find more customers, to connect with this customer, to power a transaction, to manage inventory, to sell online, and more. Numbers are showing they were right on this. Since our launch in January 2016, over 150,000 creators and businesses joined the platform with only $15K in marketing, and over 1 million consumers interacting with them. And based on our experience, the traction, the feedback we got, we know we're going to get to 300 million users by the end of next year. Now, this mission and vision help us attract key talent with experience in growing tech giants. And of 15 members, pretty much everyone comes either from Facebook or from Google former employees. Now, for us, Snapp, it's a way more than just business. In fact, we cannot be more happy of the fact that by the way of doing business, we're actually empowering users, both companies and consumers, to finally see the benefit of the web. And we cannot be more excited by witnessing firsthand the power of ideas and the impact that simple ideas like Snapp, can actually have for millions of users in emerging markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Snapp. Any questions?
So long story short, what we're doing, we're taking every business in emerging markets, we're bringing online, and we're giving it service to this guy.
How do you make money?
2 ways. One, we prove a software as a service model. It works beautifully, but for the business, for the website part. Then we realized the business opportunity is not in the website and the coming online, but in the services. Therefore, now we're giving this one completely for free. We're partnering with telcos, we're partnering with Facebook, we're partnering with WhatsApp in order to just scale this one, internet.org, to scale this one organically, bring businesses online, and then start upselling them with services in a subscription-based model powered by mobile payments. So no credit card at all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any last questions? No? All right. Thank you so much,
Super.
Snapp.
Thank you.
Right, well, we wanted to wrap up this session by saying a big thank you to all the finalists for their fantastic pitches.